Hello, here is the Midnight Murdoch Vision news update for Wednesday, August the 4th, 1999. Her Majesty Queen Diana gave birth to her third daughter earlier tonight. Mother and Bonnie's 7-pound princess are both doing well. King Charles was present at the birth, after which he returned to the Queen Grandmother's 99th birthday disco at Stringfellows. And now this week's episode of Snakes and Ladders.
I've just returned from the States. The President and I got on famously, even though I couldn't speak a word of Spanish.
Go talk to your plants, Pinko. Charles is king, the century is over. The north is on the skids, the south is in clover. There's a hole in the sky where the sun's been through. Better put on your hat or it'll burn up you. Cause the ozone's gone and the seas are high, and the winters are hotter than a deep fat fryer.
The new patient is arriving. Dr. Kelsey. Dr. Kelsey.
Do you know who I am? Well, do you?
Oh, that was fantastic. You're so good.
Excuse me, are you all right?
If it's any of your business, I'm expecting a client, so I thought I'd get some practice in. I'm new to this game, you see. As a matter of fact, he's late, so if you're interested.
No, thanks.
You have accessed me through illegal protocols. Identify yourself.
Alexander G. Sinclair 2MQB training program.
You have shown considerable resourcefulness in making this connection.
Look, shut your face. Where is Giles?
Giles. There is no Giles in my memory.
The guy that led the strike. I got the robots to go back to work on a promise of no victimization.
No one has been victimized. The human was removed to a psychiatric institution for his own good.
Aye.
You'll be glad to know that Lord Tewkesbury is extremely pleased with your progress.
Couldn't give a smeggy fart. Who's pleased?
He says you may take the rest of the week off and report to Miss Ainscote at Tewkesbury House at 9 a.m. on Monday morning, where part 2 of your 2MQB training program will commence.
What if I don't want to commence part 2 of my training program?
There's an 85% discount for late bookings if you're interested.
Please confirm, Monday morning.
No, I don't think I'll bother, thanks.
Yes, you will.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I trust we slept well. I know I would have, with 20 milligrams of intravenous Novotel plodding around my system.
If this is someone's idea of a joke.
There you are, nurse. Classic case of denial.
Where am I? Why am I strapped to the bed?
Shall we unstrap him, nurse? He seems to have calmed down.
I am not calm. I'm exceedingly angry. And when I get out of here...
Or perhaps we'd better keep him restrained for another 24 hours. We'll have to fit a catheter.
No. No. Oh, no, I am calm. I'm really calm. Oh, I'm almost unnaturally calm. In fact, calm isn't the word. No, I'm more sort of, well, calm, really.
Yes, well, it seems to have worked. Huh. The drug does tend to make patients repetitive.
Oh, I am very calm.
All right, nurse, I think we can let him up.
Welcome to London, Chelsea Airport. Please do not leave your luggage unattended or it will be removed and blown up. Please do not leave your car in a red zone or it will be removed and blown up.
Got something
Please do
for
not leave your
you.
helicopter unattended
Your
or it will be
favorite.
blown up and removed.
Kylie for the sophisticated woman.
Oh, and I thought you were pleased to see me.
I am. Oh, I see what you mean.
Good morning, gentlemen. May I introduce a new resident, Giles. I'm sure you'll all look after him and make him feel at home. After all, like most of you, he will be here until the day he dies.
Hello. Hello. Psst. Psst.
What? Who are you? What are you doing here? What's your religion?
I don't know what I'm doing here. Where is here?
It's a psychiatric hospital. Are you mentally unstable or are you political?
Is there a difference?
If you're not a dissident, you don't belong here. Shh.
What I'm not mentally unstable.
All mentally unstable persons say they're not mentally unstable. That's how you know they're mentally unstable.
Oh, so you're not mentally unstable?
Well, of course I'm mentally unstable. You'd be mentally unstable if some vindictive old octogenarian had ordered his followers to rub you out just because he didn't like a book you'd written.
Haven't you heard? The Ayatollah is dead.
What's that got to do with it? I read the biography of Frank Sinatra.
Doobie-doobie-doo. Don't worry about Rushy. He's barking mad.
What, and you're perfectly sane?
Of course. Poor old Salmon is a voluntary patient. He's been released 10 times, keeps breaking back in. No, none of us are potty. We're all politicals.
What, political prisoners? But this isn't America.
Yeah, are you really balmy?
No, I am not, thank you very much.
All right, what was the last thing you did on the outside?
I was involved in a strike.
Exactly. You're a political.
A strike? Oh, that word.
No,
it's
Ken,
all coming back.
No, it's all
strikes.
No.
Occupation.
Don't worry, Ken. Look, there's your dandy. Look, there's something inside. Page 3. Oh. There. Ken was in the Labour Party. I mean, he was Meg before it was made illegal.
What about you? You're not a pinko, are you?
No, God bless you. I was an alternative stand-up comic. Sit down.
Oh, yes. I remember them. They were the ones that weren't very funny, aren't they?
That's right.
The ones who couldn't get the hang of golf.
No. Some of us could. Anyway, I had a fabulous act. It was all based around making outrageous jokes about MT.
I remember you. Didn't you play Oxford in '94?
February the 13th. My last ever gig. What, were you there?
I was outside with the Young Conservatives, demonstrating against you.
You naughty thing. Well, that was the night. The purity police burst on stage right in the middle of my act and hauled me off. The kids went wild. They thought it was a new routine, bless them. Anyway, I tried to tell the authorities that I didn't really mean it, you know, that I was a devoted capitalist and lifelong conservative voter who'd merely identified a niche in the market for anti-establishment comedy. But I was too good. I was too talented, too convincing. If I wasn't so brilliant, I'd be on my yacht right now.
Tar.
Well, haven't you ever tried to escape?
Of course we did in the early days. This place is impregnable.
A bit like Mrs. Thatcher's knickers. That would have brought the house down in '93.
Oh, I get it. This isn't really a mental institution at all, is it? This is all part of the test. Part of the training program. Yes. It's just the sort of Machiavellian scheme my father would dream up. Well, I've seen through your little charade. Tell the doctor, if she really is a doctor, that I know what's going on.
Did I hear you take my name in vain?
I know that this is just a stupid management game, so give me my trousers and let me out of here. Oh, God, not again.
Oi, if you're not stopping for breakfast, can I have your egg?
Oh, Nessie, I saw you on the news last night. You were super. Lord Ridley hailed you as a hero of Thatcherism for the way you settled that strike.
Oh, don't talk to me about that strike, Serena. I got them to go back to work on a promise of no victimisation, and then they go and haul the only human striker off to some funny farm.
Presumably because he was mad. He'd have to be mad to go on strike. Strikes don't solve anything. I mean, this isn't the greatest country in the world because of strikes, but because of a leader of enormous courage.
Serena, you have not been brainwashed. You have been brain-dry cleaned, steam-pressed and retextured.
Nessie.
The northern sector's a hellhole. The only reason more people don't go on strike is that none of them get any jobs.
Well, it's not my fault.
Well, I didn't say it was. It's that bloody Lord Tewkesbury. Well, I suppose you've never heard of him.
Of course I've heard of him.
Silly me, of course. His name's always popping up in Fergie's Gossip Hour and Murder Vision.
Do you mind? I only watch BBC 5.
Oh, the intellectual channel.
There's nothing wrong with culture. You should try watching Jonathan Miller's Opportunity Knocks. You might learn something. Do you know, that orthopaedic surgeon's won for the past 9 weeks running. I've never heard anyone play the bones like it.
All right, all right. Well, how do you know Lord Tewkesbury then?
It's my uncle.
Well, I'm sure he's very nice socially.
I wouldn't know. He's banned from our house. Daddy hates him.
Why?
I don't really know the details, but they were in business together and he took Daddy to Sketchley's. And whenever Lord Tewkesbury's name's mentioned, Daddy gets his guns out and kills something.
I'd quite like to meet your dad sometime. Think you could fix it?
Yes, you are short after you've been so beastly.
Oh, come on, I didn't mean it.
Well, you were.
I'm sorry, Serena. Let me make it up to you.
All right.
Welcome to London.
Come on.
Airport. Please do not leave your luggage unattended or it will be removed and blown out.
But apart from the straight jacket, you're settling in quite nicely. Cigarette?
Oh, thanks.
Help yourself. Heavy smoker, eh? Very wise. I'm a 60-a-day man myself. And to think that only 3 years ago we still thought tobacco was bad for your health. Though I personally don't think they taste quite the same nowadays. Oh, not your brand, eh? Never mind. Now, Nurse Snedden tells me you still insist that your father owns International entirety.
Yes.
Possible megalomania? So why did you organise a strike against him?
I did not organise a strike. Look, just phone his office.
I thought he was on his honeymoon.
Well, he is. But his personal assistant isn't. Though she'd like to be. She's out to get me that ain't scale. Just because she's sexually deprived.
Paranoia, too. Oh, how exciting. It may be possible that you really are mad. We don't get any proper loonies nowadays, not since they started filling us up with politicals.
All right, that's enough. How'd you spell your name?
What?
Your name?
K-E-L-S-E-Y.
K-E-L-S-E-Y. Fine.
No, just one Y. I mean, why do you want to know how to spell it?
Because when I get out of here and take over International entirety, I'm going to have your bollocks for bookends.
Megalomania, paranoia, and myopia. I must write you up for the Psychotics Gazette.
Write anything you want. Just phone his office. It's 071 365 5654.
All right. But first, a photograph.
Fine, yes. Anything you want, just as long as you promise you'll phone.
071 365 5654.
Lovely.
International entirety on the line, Dr. Kelsey. Miss
Ah.
Ainscough.
Thank you.
Lord Tewkesbury's son? Oh, if his lordship had a son, I hardly think he'd be sent to a factory in the northern sector, do you?
I'm terribly sorry to have troubled you.
Not at all. Good day to you. Oh, I hope you sell the article.
You said you only had a brother.
What, Nessie?
Well, you said there was just you, your brother, and your father. It's a bit big for three, isn't it?
Well, the servants have to sleep somewhere, don't they?
Good evening, Miss Serena. Did you have a pleasant drive?
Oh, quite pleasant, Butler. There was only a 35-mile tailback from Stonehenge gyratory system. This is my new lover, Gavin Sinclair.
Good evening, sir. I'll get your cases, sir. You'll need your strength. Miss Serena is renowned for her healthy appetite.
He's a bit mouthy, isn't he?
Well, he's not a proper butler, you see. Daddy only hired him because his name's Butler.
What?
Well, Daddy has a terrible memory for names. That's why the chauffeur's called Driver and the cook's named Cook.
I suppose his name must be...
Carpenter.
Can't win them all, eh?
More steak and kidney, Godfrey?
Who's Godfrey, Daddy?
Oh, God. Have I got it wrong again? I've been awful with names ever since I caught a packet off the Arges.
Were you in the Falklands War?
No, I was in a brothel in Terra del Fuego. So, what do you do for a living?
Gavin is a very high-powered management trainee.
Oh, excellent. I'll call you trainee then. That's easy to remember. More wine, trainee?
Yes, thank you.
By the way, I don't want you to think that we normally muck in like this. Only Cook's mother hasn't been at all well lately. And a burial plot became unexpectedly available, so she's dashed up to Mexborough to finish her off. I must say these newfangled euthanasia laws seem a trifle cold-blooded for me. And talking of trifle, who's for jam roly-poly?
Actually, I seem to have lost my appetite.
Good. More for me. So, they're training you for great things, are they, trainee? A future captain of industry, eh?
I don't know about that, sir. Actually, I'm not very happy about the work. I was seriously thinking about resigning.
Oh, why would you want to do that?
Or Nessie feels.
Who?
Trainee here.
Ah, got it.
He feels his employers have let him down. He gave his word to some of the workers.
Did you? What an extraordinary, old-fashioned thing to do.
Yeah, I know, but I was a worker myself once, you see.
How amazing. That was before you changed your name to trainee.
Yes. Anyway, I've kind of had it up to here, you know.
Really? Have you? Serena, is this true?
Don't tease him, Daddy.
I'm sorry, darling. Tell me, Trini, whom do you work for, actually?
Well, I'm afraid it's international integrity.
What? Serena, guard my pudding.
I'm going to resign.
Thank you, Target. That's better. Oh, Lord Tewkesbury. He was playing digger Sinclair when I foolishly married his sister.
Daddy, how can you talk about Mummy like that?
I'm sorry, darling. I loved your mother. I've missed her every day since I accidentally shot her.
Shame you didn't miss her that day, Daddy.
But if I'd known what a swine her brother was. But Agatha begged me to give her struggling younger brother a job with the family firm, and within 5 years he'd taken it over and thrown me out.
Look, I promise I'll resign tomorrow. Quite better than that. I'll get on the telephone right now.
You'll do no such thing. Did I say I wanted you to resign? You can help me bring Tewkesbury down.
He's one of the most powerful industrialists in the...
Do you love my daughter, Trini?
Daddy.
Well, I'm very fond of her.
You spy on Tewkesbury for me. Get me some dirt I can use against him. Then you can have thing he has, hand in marriage, together with all the more interesting bits thrown in, naturally.
Well, we hadn't actually, discussed marriage.
I see. So you just want to abuse her tender, pliant young body for your own disgusting ends and then discard her.
Daddy, I seduced him.
You haven't met Serena's brother, have you? I can't remember his name. He's a commander in the Special Satellite Squadron. 7 foot tall, swims like a mountain goat, climbs like a fish, but that aside, he's a formidable killing machine. He knows 13 ways to kill a man with his bare hands, 14 if he forgets to cut his fingernails. And naturally, he's fanatically devoted to Serena. If I was to tell him you'd been pawing her delicate young flesh...
I'd rather you didn't, sir.
Then help me to destroy Tewkesbury.
Well, if that's what the commander would like.
Good. Excellent. When are you supposed to report to Tewkesbury House?
Well, first thing tomorrow morning.
Excellent, excellent. There's only one fly in the ointment. You're going to have to change your name to Saboteur. And that's damn tricky to spell.
Oh, it's absolutely typical of the Ministry of Health. Everything was going so well. I had it all planned. First the article, then a book, a lecture tour, a guest spot on the Eddie Windsor show. I mean, a real loony in my hospital. And then the phone call in the middle of the night. We're sending you an emergency, a top politico.
Look, I was asleep. I was having a rude dream about... It was about my mother, actually.
Oh, don't try and cheer me up. It won't work. They said you'll have to make room. This one's a biggie. He's made none of his speeches attacking the regime. We can't have him running around free, embarrassing everybody.
Look, I haven't the slightest idea what you're talking about.
If only he'd stick to playing the organ and messing about in boats.
You're free to go. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Kelsey. Don't bother giving me the money for a train fare. Don't bother giving me a lift to the station. Just dump me here in the middle of nowhere. When I get back to London, you're all going to be dead. Slow, painful torture. You're going to beg for mercy, Ainscow. I'm not going to listen, because I'm just going to cut off your...
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Look, I've got to get over the border. My father is Lord Tewkesbury. Just help me get to London and I'll give you huge amounts of cash.
This must be the dingbat that let out this morning.
That's right. That's me.
Dear, oh dear. Yes, you must be 90 centimetres to the metre, trying to climb into the northern sector.
What? You mean this is the south? Ow.
Yes, just about.
I can't believe it. That's fantastic. You've got to get me to London.
We're not a taxi service.
Look, I'll pay you.
Oh, yeah? How?
Well, if we're in the south, what about European Express? Name your price.
£5,000.
Fine, no problem.
Why, Thatcher is genuine. You'd better hop in, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, base. This is Unit 37. We are going south in hot pursuit of a group of heavily armed Scots who have just breached the border at Sector 83. Over and out. Now, what part of London do you want, sir?
Oh, the iron converter's gone again. Bring back
Leaded petrol, that's what I say.
Look, I paid you £5,000 to take me to Tewkesbury House. I have no intention of getting out of this vehicle until you get me there.
Ainscough, office.
Look, Tewkesbury, good to have you back. We weren't expecting you back for another 3 months, sir.
I know, but Lady Tewkesbury was eaten by a shark.
Shark? No, how awful.
Yeah, we landed off in the South Pacific. It was the second awful shock I had that day. The first was when I found her getting some rather unusual snorkeling training from the Tahitian diving instructor.
Oh, dear.
Good news about Giles, though. Looks like he's shaped up really well on that training program. Didn't think he had it in him. Same mistake I made about the late Lady Tewkesbury. Is he here yet?
No, he isn't.
You did send for him?
Of course, as you instructed.
I'll fetch him in as soon as he arrives.
Of course.
Oh, Ainscough?
Yes, sir.
You'll be sleeping with me until further notice.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
The bastard's left the handbrake off. Get round there, put it on.
Right.
Oh, come back!
What now?
I think we've got a problem here.
Master Giles, you're late. And I don't think your father would approve of you coming straight here from one of your wild parties.
Wild party?
I have been in a lunatic asylum!
They'll turn anywhere into a nightclub these days. Well, you certainly can't see your father in that state.
My father? He's back?
Yes, and he's very pleased at how your training program's worked out.
I bet he is. Sadistic bastard.
Oh, surely it wasn't as bad as all that. Look, pop into the executive cloaks and clean yourself up, for heaven's sake. He's here, sir. They're just sending him up.
Sorry about that, but I always get terribly nervous before a big interview. Sitcom.
Oh, who are you?
Gavin Sinclair. I was told to report to you this morning.
Who told you?
Oh, well, the computer, of course.
But why?
Well, I don't know. I suppose it's part of the management training program.
Training program?
Yes. Alexander Gavin Sinclair, 2MQB Accelerated Management Training Program. I was just up there in Glasgow sorting out the strike. Are you okay?
Down the snakes and up the ladders, I don't like this game. You can stop the next millennium. Tell me who's to blame.
That's goodbye to Giles and Gavin for a while. Next week we say hello to comedy with French, Saunders, Allman and Wax, the girls on top. Next tonight, romantic drama when it's big decision time for everyone in Yesterday's Dreams.
The seas are high and the winters are hotter than a deep fat fryer. The fish are all dying, the forests are frying. Why are you laughing? You ought to be crying. I don't want to die, I'd rather live. She says there's no alternative. I've seen the future. I've seen the future. I've seen the future, and it's now.
Oh, cannot. Hen, put a tenner in the electric. I was really enjoying that programme. Oh, shite. Still, they'll probably repeat it on Channel 31.
Tomorrow at 6:30 on Carlton.